9 days ago, researchers found a hidden room inside one of the pyramids. That sentence should not be possible. Look at this diagram. The Great Pyramid is aligned to true north within 0.05 degrees. Its base is level to within 2.1 centimeters across 230 meters. Not one hieroglyph has ever been found inside it. Khufu's sarcophagus was empty when first recorded. Nobody knows where his mummy is. We have spent 4,500 years staring at the largest, most precise monument on Earth, 6 million tons of stone sitting in plain sight. Yet it remains completely silent. We are looking at a masterpiece we do not actually comprehend. That silence was just broken. In April 2026, the Scan Pyramids project aimed non-destructive radar and ultrasound at the eastern facade of the Menkaure Pyramid, specifically targeting a section of unusually smooth granite blocks. This 3D cross-section reveals what they found hiding behind that polished surface. 2 distinct, air-filled voids, located exactly 1.4 meters and 1.13 meters deep into the solid stone. One void sits right next to the adjacent mortuary temple. Egyptologist Zahi Hawass suspects this space might contain hidden religious statues, perhaps even of the pharaoh Menkaure himself. And this is not an isolated anomaly. It follows directly on the heels of a 2023 discovery, where similar scans detected a hidden 9-meter corridor deep inside the Great Pyramid of Khufu. When researchers finally threaded an endoscope camera inside that corridor, they illuminated perfectly smooth, polished limestone, a pristine passage sealed in absolute darkness for 4.5 millennia, leading to a tantalizing, impassable barrier. These discoveries suggest that what we thought were solid masses of stone actually contain intentional internal voids. 21st century technology is beginning to map spaces that have remained untouched since the day they were sealed. That realization forces us to look deeper. In March 2025, a research team turned their attention to the Khafre Pyramid, claiming there is even more hiding below the bedrock. This visualization maps out their synthetic aperture radar data. They report giant cylindrical columns, massive square chambers, and spiral staircases extending 2 kilometers deep. But mainstream archaeologists strongly dispute this. They argue the radar is picking up geological noise and interference, rather than actual rooms. But even if we discount that radar data, physical evidence of an underworld is already verified. In 2025, researchers relocated 3 40-foot deep vertical shafts carved directly into the plateau. They perfectly mirror the alignment of Orion's belt, echoing ancient texts by the Greek historian Herodotus, who described a massive 3,000-chamber subterranean labyrinth at Giza. These shafts indicate a deliberate plan to build beneath the plateau, extending the site's architecture deep into the limestone bedrock. We are only beginning to document the vertical dimension of the Giza complex. All of this brings us back to an unforgiving logistical reality. Look at the sheer mass of these scattered blocks. How did an ancient workforce transport 80-ton granite slabs from quarries 900 kilometers away? Recent theories suggest they might have used steep staircase ramps at places like Hatnoop, or even hydraulic lifts driven by Nile floodwaters. But those mechanisms still fail to explain the millimeter-perfect precision of the final assembly. Then there is the final, humbling variable guarding the plateau, the Great Sphinx. Geologist Robert Schoch argues that the deep, vertical fissures on the Sphinx's enclosure are the result of heavy precipitation weathering. If true, the monument had to be carved during a period of intense rainfall, pushing its creation back as far as 12,000 years ago. Between the impossible scale of the stones, the pinpoint precision, and the extensive water erosion, we are clearly misjudging the timeline and the capabilities of whoever built Giza. After 4,500 years, our blind spot is finally shrinking. We are finding new rooms, hidden corridors, and deep shafts beneath the sand. For 225 years, these have been the most studied structures on Earth. Yet 9 days ago, we confirmed a physical room. This is a tangible discovery, not just a new theory or a local legend. It means that somewhere inside those millions of tons of stone, answers are still waiting for us to ask the right question. We can no longer assume the Giza Plateau has given up all its secrets. Instead, we have to wonder what else we aren't yet capable of seeing.